Good morning, students. So today we are going to start our second chapter of geography, that is forest and wildlife resources. Dear students, you know it very well that we share this planet with millions of other living beings. It includes microorganisms and bacteria, lichens to the banyan trees or different forest cover, elephants, blue whales, fishes, dogs, cattle, every with everything or with every species. And this entire habitat that we live in has immense biodiversity. I hope you remember what biodiversity means. Biodiversity, let me define over here. Biodiversity. Biodiversity simply means biodiversity is immensely rich. In wildlife and cultivated species They are diverse in form and function, but closely integrated in a system through multiple network of interdependencies. Means biodiversity is immensely rich in wildlife as well as cultivated species. The species are cultivated as well. As you know, we have fishing grounds or fishing ponds. We have different crossbreeds of plant species as well as living organisms. So we live with all these wildlife as well as cultivated species, and they are diverse in form and function. But the thing is, they are closely integrated in a system through multiple network of interdependencies. Means all the wildlife or cultivated species or human beings, they cannot live in isolation. Rather, we are interdependent on each other. Living and non-living organisms are not only correlated or interdependent, but also they are dependent on their counterparts. That is, the suppose biological environment is dependent on the physical environment, and physical environment is dependent on the biological environment, and vice versa. So we are living on this planet, and we are living with all these biodiverse or living in this biodiversity. So we human beings, along with all other organisms, we form a complex web of ecological system in which we are only a part and very much dependent on this system for our ultimate survival. If we do not have plant kingdom, can we think of survival? No, because plants are the only producers in the environment and other living organisms are the consumers. So if we lack in plant kingdom, we cannot survive. So we are part of the system and we cannot survive without it. And all these which are part of biodiversity are undoubtedly helpful in making our life better. The plants or the animals, even microorganisms, they all are helpful in making our surroundings clear. they recreate the life or the quality of life through improving quality of air we breathe in. If we don't have decomposers, undoubtedly whatever are the dead, they will not be decomposed and we'll have to face the foul smell, and consequences will be resulting in different diseases and different ailments. So these organisms, they help in purifying the air, they are also helpful in purifying the water, they are all helpful in improving the soil fertility, and they are also helpful in survival of the plants. You know how the plants take nitrogen from the surface of the earth. Okay, so all these you have studied already in your junior classes in 7th, 8th, 9th, even in biology you might have heard about all these things. Okay, so in nutshell we can say that we are living in this environment with other wildlife and cultivated species, and in a closely integrated system through the multiple network of interdependencies. Now the second point is flora and fauna. I hope students you know what flora and fauna means. Flora is plant kingdom of a particular time period or space, and fauna is a animal kingdom of a particular time period or space. So flora and fauna both are equally important to all of us. You know students, in India, because India is a very diverse country with a great diversity, India has around 8% of the world's total flora and fauna. That may be written in number. It is around 1.6 million. So around 8% of the world species are found only in India. I hope students you know that in India we have wildlife and forestry resources right from grass to the banyan tree, and from small microorganism to the elephant, all kind of you can say living organisms are found in India. The credit might be given to the diversity found in India. India enjoys a different kind of physical features, climatic conditions as well. So I hope you know that in India we have around or more than 81,000 of species of fauna and around 47,000 species of flora. Clear? Out of 81,000 fauna, we have around 47,000 plant species. 47,000 plant species, not fauna, sorry, flora. Plant species plus 15,000. So out of 47,000 plant species, we have around 15,000 flowering plants. फूल वाला बोर्ड है. So this is about our flora and fauna. Dear students, you know that in India we have lot of animals and plant species, but certain plants and certain animal species either are not found, or they are lost or endangered, extinct, or they are endangered. It is said that roughly 20% of India's mammals, 20% of India's mammals are endangered, and around 10% of India's flora, that is vegetation, they are on the threatened list. Students, climatic conditions change from time to time. Our needs and requirements also change. With every step towards development, there is destruction to the surrounding, or there is destruction to the environment. So that is part and parcel of life.